Hello friends, orders 40 McNuggets from McDonald's and eats them in one sitting here, bringing you another Dota 2 video on behalf of Dota Alchemy, in which we're going to be talking about the 4 best offlaners in the current patch. And I think a lot of these offlaners are kind of bullshit right now, so I would definitely say get your MMR while it's still hot, because these are things that are likely to be nerfed in the next patch, I should say the next big patch, just because, once again, they're kind of bullshit. But anyway, without further ado, let's get right into it. Hero number 4, Axe. So this hero is strong right now because of 2 main reasons. Reason number 1, you can abuse certain creep cutting tactics to essentially get something in any game of Dota, even if you're hard countered. So this tactic that I'm about to show you is generally just a great thing to do on Axe when you don't want to play the lane at all, where you cut the second creep wave at the tier 2, and then you drag the creep wave to the third creep wave, and you farm both waves together. The reason that this is important and that this is strong is because you're killing 2 creep waves in the same amount of time, if not faster because of the counter helix procs, than if you were to just farm 1 creep wave. But because of the 2 stouts, you effectively take no damage from the creeps. So essentially, you are taking half the amount of harass from the support. And if the support denies a couple of creeps on the first wave, since it's a double wave, you will still get level 2, which means you're guaranteed to have this happen, where essentially the support can't do anything. I've even had it where 2 supports are trying to contest me doing this, and it doesn't work. They do not do enough damage, I out-damage them, they have to run away, eventually they either die or they run away and allow me to completely free farm. So this is the first reason why Axe is really strong, is because he can do this and play any lane in Dota, it doesn't matter. And the second reason is because generally this hero is just strong in the mid game. He's been that way for a long time. The problem has always been, how do you get Axe to the mid game? And now you can do it. And the reason that he's strong in the mid game is because Berserker's Call is a BKB piercing AoE disable that is on a 10-second cooldown and 3.2-second stun duration. That also causes people to hit you, which makes Blade Mail absolutely amazing on this hero. So Axe, generally just a good hero, and no matter what, he's going to have a good game. One other thing that I do briefly want to mention about Axe is that, of course, recently he got a 10 movement speed increase, and this just makes him way better at doing all of the things that he already wants to do. He can chase people down with Battle Hunger better, he can cut creep waves better, he can run to the lane after cutting creep waves better, he can drag to camps faster. It just makes him a faster paced hero. Hero number 3, Centaur. At first glance, Centaur appears to be a kind of generic frontlining, tanky stunner guy, which I think to some degree is true, and a big reason why he's strong is because in Dota, if you just have more stuns than the enemy team, then chances are fights are going to be easier for you to take, because all you need to do is stun people, and you don't have to worry about their spells because you can't cast spells while you're stunned. So yeah, he's pretty good because he has a good stun. But on top of that, this retaliate ability that was reworked from another ability has completely changed the spectrum of what you are able to do on Centaur. So number 1, this ability allows you to cut creep waves, very similar to what Axe does, and essentially win any lane. You will outfarm the enemy team no matter what, if you choose to do so, if you choose to cut the creep wave and if you abuse the correct tactics. On top of that, second thing I should say, Retaliate is a tower killing ability. It's similar to Leshrax's Diabolic Edict, where yes, it can be used to kill people and it's good for fighting and hitting creeps and all of that, but it's amazing because it can kill towers, and that's a big reason to pick these 2 heroes, is because you sometimes just need a tower hitter. Centaur can just stand there and tank a tower and then pop the Retaliate stacks that you get from the tower, and it melts. This hero kills towers, and it's very nice to have that in an offlaner that also does all of the other stuff that Centaur does. One final note about Retaliate is that it's an ability that allows you to solo kill supports. This is something similar to what Tiny does in games, where if there's like an Oracle or a Warlock or an Ancient Apparition, you jump in, blow them up in one hit. They never really get any tankier. You can always blow them up, and it's incredibly important because you're taking a very important hero out of the fight instantly. And being able to do that individually means that your other heroes can focus on somebody else. So Centaur, not only can he stun people, he can stun certain people and kill them instantly with the Retaliate. And that's absolutely amazing. That gives him another niche. On top of that, this is a big reason why Centaur usually comes back into the meta. Stampede is currently great against a lot of supports that are being picked. Shadow Demon, Ancient Apparition, Warlock, these heroes, they lack hard disable and they cast their spells, and sometimes you just want to disengage, and the Centaur ulti allows you to do that. Hero number 2, Slardar. So a big reason for why I think Slardar is strong right now is essentially because a lot of other offlaners have gotten nerfed. They're just not that good anymore, and Slardar has gotten buffed. But with that being said, a lot of the carries that are currently getting picked in Dota, such as Ember Spirit, such as Lifestealer, such as Juggernaut, get completely obliterated by Slardar in lane. It's almost impossible to lane a Slardar as a Lifestealer. It's funny because I was writing this script and saying that Lifestealer and Jug get countered by Slardar, and they're two of the most popular carries right now. And in this game that I randomly selected off of the Dota 2 Pro Tracker, they're both in this game because they are very popular. So Slardar being an offlaner and being able to completely dumpster in lane these very popular heroes, and honestly in the game too. Like, you don't care if somebody has magic immunity. You just don't care. You just do damage through magic immunity, and a shitload of damage at that. So even if you're not against one of these heroes that you hard counter, Bash is simply a passive that does a lot of damage, which is amazing for trading in lane. That costs no mana. Like, straight up, this hero just trades better than most heroes in Dota. I laned against a Slardar as an Ursa, and I tried to trade with him, and I couldn't trade with the Slardar up until about level 5 on Ursa, which is unheard of because Ursa is an amazing hero for trading in the lane. But Slardar, with this Bash, he's also amazing. With that being said, it's really nice, this new rework to Guardian Sprint, where if you're just sitting in the river, you get the movement speed bonus as well, instead of having to have the sprint active. It's great for running between lanes. Like, you can make a rotation at 5 or 6 minutes, something like that, once you get level 6 by TPing somewhere, and then you just dart through the river. Even if you don't have the Guardian Sprint, you can just dart through the river and get back to your lane very easily. And as you can see in this lane, Moo is just completely dumpstering this Lifestealer. It's almost impossible to play this lane. It's very difficult. Hero number 1, Omni Knight. A big reason why Omni Knight is strong right now is because a lot of the heroes that were previously picked to lane against Omni just aren't good anymore. People don't really pick Razor that much. People don't really pick Ursa that much. Monkey King is still picked, but Omni Knight's pretty good against Monkey King in the game because of the Guardian Angel, and you can always go cut the creep wave or something like that against a Monkey King. It's not that big of a deal. But with that being said, the big reason why Omni Knight is so broken right now is because of this ability. It's because of Heavenly Grace. It's a 2-second downtime, 50% status resistance, 28 bonus strength giving, 20 HP regen giving ability. It's ridiculous. It feels like somebody with this ability on them is nearly immortal. It's very difficult to kill somebody who is Heavenly Graced. On top of that, Omni still has the Purification, which is still good. He still has the Guardian Angel, which is still good, especially against a lot of these melee carries that people are picking, these melee physical damage carries. There's almost always physical damage heroes on a team that you can block out some of the damage with Guardian Angel. With that being said, Omni Knight can be flexed to be a 5 position. The hero has a gold talent, 90 GPM at level 10, which is exceedingly high, 35% XP gain talent at level 15, and having both of these talents on top of the fact that Omni Knight is basically the perfect Guardian Greave, Solar Crest, etc., aura building, kind of tanky frontlining offlaner. It's perfect, honestly, to have a gold talent and an XP gain talent when you're playing that role. Because you're basically just following your team around, tanking, soaking XP, not really farming all that much, and yet you can still get items and you can still scale into the late game because of these ridiculous talents. Also, Omni is just generally good against a lot of the popular heroes because of the Purge from Heavenly Grace. He's good against, Bat Rider, like 5-Bat, or even, even a Bat Rider who's playing in offlane position. You can dispel the lasso with the Heavenly Grace. And then on top of that, you have the status resistance. So a hero like Doom, who used to counter Omni, is no longer a counter. Honestly, Omni counters Doom, because you just Heavenly Grace somebody, and there's a 2-second window where you can Doom them. And if you Doom them with the Grace on them, it's a half-duration Doom, and they're getting healed throughout the whole Doom, so it doesn't do anything. So that's it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. I do appreciate it, and I hope to see you in another video.